Stop thinking Aquarius are easy to replace. They're not. And most people don't realize that until it's way too late. Until the silence hits. Until the connection is gone. And until everything starts to feel empty in a way they can't explain. Because here's the truth no one admits. Aquarius don't leave loudly. They don't scream. They don't beg. They don't chase. They disappear. Mentally first. And by the time you notice it, you've already lost them. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people get it wrong. People think Aquarius are cold. They think they're distant, detached, emotionally unavailable. But that's not true. Aquarius feel deeply, just not in a way most people understand. They don't express emotions the way others do. They don't overwhelm you with affection. They don't constantly reassure you. Instead, they observe. They listen. They analyze everything you say, everything you do, everything you don't say. And while you think they're distant, they're actually learning you on a level most people never will. That's the first reason they're hard to replace. Because Aquarius don't connect on the surface. They connect through understanding. And once someone experiences that kind of connection, everything else feels shallow. Think about it. Anyone can text you all day. Anyone can say, "I miss you." Anyone can give you attention. But not everyone can look at you and understand your silence. Not everyone can feel your mood shift without you saying a word. Not everyone can connect with your mind instead of just your emotions. Aquarius do that naturally. And that's what people miss after they're gone. Not the texts, not the attention, the understanding, the depth, the feeling of being seen without having to explain yourself. And here's where it gets even more real. Aquarius don't give that to everyone. They're selective, very selective. They don't open up easily, and they don't trust quickly. So if an Aquarius let you in, if they showed you their thoughts, their perspective, their world, you weren't just anyone. You were chosen. And most people don't realize that until they lose it. They take it for granted. They think, this is just how they are. They assume it will always be there. But Aquarius don't stay where they feel misunderstood. They don't stay where they feel unappreciated. They don't stay where they have to shrink themselves to be accepted. They just detach, quietly, slowly. And once that process starts, it's almost impossible to reverse. Because Aquarius don't detach impulsively. They think about it. They analyze it. They give chances, more than people realize. But they don't announce it. They don't say, "Hey, you're losing me." They just watch. And every time something doesn't feel right, a piece of them pulls back. Less emotion, less effort, less energy. Until one day, there's nothing left to give. And that's the moment people panic. That's when they finally realize something changed. But by then, it's already over. Because when Aquarius reach that point, they're not emotional anymore. They're clear. And clarity is dangerous. Because once they decide you're no longer aligned with them, they don't look back. Not because they don't care, but because they already cared enough. They already tried enough. They already stayed longer than they should have. And once they're done, they're done. That's another reason they're impossible to replace. Because they don't leave impulsively. They leave after fully understanding you. Which means when they walk away, they're not confused, they're not unsure, they're certain. And you can't compete with that kind of certainty. Now here's something even deeper. Aquarius don't need people the way most people do. They value connection, but they don't depend on it. They're comfortable being alone. They have their own world, their own thoughts, their own internal universe. So when they choose to be with someone, it's not out of need, it's out of choice. And that makes their presence extremely valuable. Because they're not there because they have to be. They're there because they want to be. And when someone like that leaves, you feel it. Not just emotionally, mentally, energetically. Everything feels different. Because you lost someone who wasn't replaceable to begin with. And the hardest part, you can find someone new. You can talk to other people. You can even be in another relationship. But something will always feel slightly off. Like something is missing. Like no one quite understands you the same way. Like conversations don't go as deep. Like connections don't feel as real. And you won't always be able to explain why. But the reason is simple. You experienced Aquarius. And now your standards changed. Without you even realizing it. And that's why people come back. That's why people regret. That's why people say, I didn't know what I had. Because Aquarius don't show their value in obvious ways. You don't see it immediately. You feel it over time. And by the time you fully understand it, it's already gone. So if you still have an Aquarius in your life, pay attention. Not to what they say, but to what they give. The way they understand you. The way they respect your space. The way they connect with your mind. Because that kind of connection is rare. And once it's gone, you don't just lose a person. You lose something you won't easily find again. And that's the truth no one admits. Aquarius are not hard to replace because they try to be special. They're hard to replace because they are.